Next method, zone refining. This method is based on the principles of fractional crystallization. Fractional crystallization already learned in your 11th standard. When an impure metal is melted, if you are heating means that metal started to melting. If impure metal is melted and allowed to solidify, that molten metal is again cool means again it is started to convert solids. Then the impurities will prefer to be in molten region. That is very important point here. The whole concept is based on this line only. The impurities will prefer to be in molten region. See this picture, my dear student. This is impure metal bar. In this metal bar, this circular heater is introduced. If you are place circular heater here means this part of the metal started to melting. After melting, this circular heater is moved to the adjacent place here. Now this part of the metal is started to melting, and this part of the molten metal, is started to convert solid. Now only I told the impurities will prefer to be in molten region only. So if any impurities present in this part, these impurities will prefer to be in molten state. So these impurities will move to this place, that is in molten part. Then if circular heater is moved here means this part of the metal also started to cooling, that is started to converting solids, and this part of the metal is started to melting. So if any impurities present here means it will transfer here, because impurities will prefer to be in molten region only. Again, if circular heater is moved here means this part of the metal is started to melting and this part is started to cooling, that is started to converting liquid. Impurities will prefer to be in molten region. Again I am reminding. So impurities will prefer to be in molten region. So if any impurities present here means it will transfer to this part. Like that, again and again we are repeating the same process means, that is if we are moving the circular heater here means this part started to melting and this part started to converting solid, this part started to melting. So impurities will prefer to be in molten region only. So this impurities moves here. So if you are doing again and again the same process means impurities will move from one place to another place. Finally we will get in this rod one end contains pure metal and the other end contains impure metal. So this method is based on fractional crystallization. The impure metal is melted and allowed to solidify means the impurities will prefer to be in molten region. That is, impurities are more soluble in molten state than solid state metal. So impurities will prefer only in molten state. So only it will transfer from solid state to molten state. So in this process the impure metal is taken in the form of rod. Impure metal is taken in the form of rod. See, impure metal is taken in the form of rod. One end of the rod is heated using a mobile induction heater. This colored part is called as mobile induction heater. One end of the rod, if we are placing that mobile induction heater here, means one end of the rod is heated using mobile induction heater, which results in melting. If you are heating this part, means this part started to melt. Which results in melting of the metal on the portion of the rod. When the heater is slowly moved to the other end of the pure metal, if this heater is slowly moved from other end of the other end, the pure metal crystallize while the impurities will move on the adjacent molten zone. We are fixing circular heater in one end of the rod. If you are heating, means this part is started to melting. After melting, this heater is placed to the next place. Then this part started to melting and this part started to cooling. That is, it is started to converting solid. Already we know impurities will prefer to be in molten region only. That means impurities is more soluble in molten state than solid state. So automatically, if any impurities present here, means it will move to the molten part. After some time, again this circular heater is moved here, means this part started to melting and this part started to cooling, that is started to converting solid. Impurities will prefer molten state only than solid state. So impurities will move to adjacent part of the molten metal. If we are repeating the same process again and again, means at one end we will get pure metal, at the another end we will get impure metal. Because impurities will transfer from one end to another end. This is zone refining process. As the heater moves further away, molten zone containing impurities also moves along with it. So the process is repeated several times by moving the heater in the same direction again and again to achieve the desired purity level. Till reaching desired purity level, again and again we will repeat the same process. This process is carried out in an inert gas atmosphere to prevent the oxidations of metal. Inert gases means already you know, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, all these gases are called as inert gases. Usual reaction takes place in presence of air, that is oxygen, but this reaction should be takes place in presence of inert gases, because if this process takes place in presence of oxygen, means that metal is started to react with oxygen and converted to oxides. For avoiding this condition, this process should be takes place in presence of inert gas atmosphere. So this process is carried out in an inert gas atmosphere to prevent the oxidations of metal. This process is carried out in inert atmosphere to prevent the oxidations of metal. Elements such as germanium, silicon, gallium that are used as a semiconductor are refined using this process. These are the metals can be purified by using this process, and these are the metals are used as a semiconductor. So zone refining means what? here we are taking impure metal bar like impure germanium or impure silicon or impure gallium. In that metal bar, impure metal bar, circular heater is fixed here at any one end of the impure bar. If we place here means this part is started to melting. After melting, this heater moves here to here means we are moving circular heater from here to here. Then this part of the metal is started to converting molten state, and this part is started to converting cooling, that is started to converting solid. If any impurities present here means it will move from here to here, that is in solid state part to molten state part, because impurities will prefer only in molten state. So the same process again we are repeating means, if you are placed circular heater here means this part is started to melting and this part is started to converting solid. Impurities will prefer only in molten state. So if any impurities present here means it is started to converting here. If we are doing the same process means finally we will get in one end of the part contains impure metal and other end of the part contains pure metal. That's all. This is zone refining process. Vapor phase method. In this method, metal is reacted with suitable reagent to form volatile compound. That volatile compound decompose into metal, pure metal. This is called as vapor phase method. In this method, two processes are given. One is Mons process. Second one is Van Arkel method. Totally two methods are given. One is Mons process, another one Van Arkel method. In both these methods, metal is reacted with suitable reagent to form volatile compound. That volatile compound decompose and to give pure metal. First one, Mons process for refining nickel. This process is used for refining nickel. Here the impure nickel is heated. Usually heated means triangle symbol means heat. The impure nickel is heated in a stream of carbon monoxide at around 350 Kelvin temperature. 350 Kelvin temperature. The nickel react with carbon monoxide to form highly volatile. Volatile means it can easily convert it into vapor. So highly volatile nickel tetracarbonyl. This is nickel tetracarbonyl. Nickel means Ni. Tetra means this 4. So nickel tetra, CO means carbonyl. So NiCO4 means nickel tetracarbonyl. So in this process, impure nickel is heated with a stream of carbon monoxide at around 350 Kelvin. It forms nickel tetracarbonyl. The solid impurities are left behind because nickel only react with carbon monoxide, form nickel tetracarbonyl. So nickel only react with carbonyl and form nickel tetracarbonyl. If any impurity is present in nickel means it won't react with carbonyl and can, so nickel tetracarbonyl is not formed. So nickel only reacted with carbonyl means it formed nickel tetracarbonyl. Other impurities won't react with carbonyl. The solid impurities are left behind. On heating that nickel tetracarbonyl around 460 Kelvin temperature, it decomposes. What do you mean by decompose? Decompose means splitting. So nickel tetracarbonyl is splitted into nickel and again that carbonyl is obtained. That means we got pure nickel here. This is Mons process. Next method, Van Arkel method. This method is for refining zirconium or titanium, but here titanium equations only given. The same equations for zirconium also. This method is based on thermal decomposition. That means titanium metal is reacted with iodine and forms titanium tetraiodide volatile compound. That titanium tetraiodide volatile compound decompose into pure titanium. Mons process, nickel is reacted with tetracarbonyl 4CO and forms nickel tetracarbonyl. That nickel tetracarbonyl is split into nickel and carbonyl. Like that here, instead of nickel, titanium is reacted with iodine. Instead of carbonyl, here iodine is reacted. Both titanium and iodine both are reacted means titanium tetraiodide compound is formed. That titanium tetraiodide compound, if you are increase the temperature means from 550 Kelvin to 1800 Kelvin, this compound is split into two, titanium and again we will get iodine. Actually this is the Van Arkel method. This method is based on the thermal decomposition. Decomposition means splitting, breaking. Thermal means heating. While heating, that compound is split into two. So this method is based on the thermal decomposition of metal compounds, which leads to the formations of pure metals. See the second reaction, titanium tetraiodide, on heating it is split into two compounds, titanium and iodine. That point only explained in this line. Titanium and zirconium can be purified using this method. For example, impure titanium metal is heated in an evacuated vessels with iodine at a temperature of 550 Kelvin. 550 Kelvin. To form volatile. Volatile means it can easily convert into vapor. Volatile titanium tetraiodide compound is formed. So only titanium only react with iodine and convert it into titanium tetraiodide. If any impurities is present there means it won't react with iodine. So that impurities are left behind and they do not react with iodine. The volatile titanium tetraiodide vapor is passed over a tungsten filament at a temperature around 1800 Kelvin. The titanium tetraiodide is decomposed into pure titanium and it is deposited on the tungsten filament, and that iodine is again reused. This iodine again it is reused for this reaction. This is Van Arkel method. Here also metal is reacted with one suitable reagent and form volatile compound. That volatile compound on heating it is split into pure metal and that suitable reagent also formed here. That's all. Next topic, applications of metals. in this topic, applications of aluminium, zinc, iron, copper and gold. So here we are going to read some applications of metals. So totally 5 metals are given, 5 metal applications are given: aluminium, zinc, iron, copper, gold. First one, applications of aluminium. Aluminium is the most abundant metal and it is a good conductor of heat and electricity, and it is also resist corrosion. And some of the applications also given: many heat exchangers, sinks and our day-to-day cooking vessels are made up of aluminium. So in kitchen, cooking vessels, some cooking vessels made by aluminium. That is one of the applications of aluminium. Second one, it is used as a wrap cover, aluminium foil, and it is used in the packing materials for food items. So aluminium foil is used for packing food items. And third one, aluminium is not very strong. However, its alloy with copper, alloy means mixture of metals. So aluminium mixed with other metals like copper or manganese or magnesium, silicon, like that means these are lightweight and strong. So they are used in design of aeroplane. These alloys are used to design aeroplanes because aluminium is a strong soft metal, but if it is mixed with other metals means, that is aluminium alloy is used to design aeroplanes and other forms of transport also, not only aeroplane, in other forms of transport also this aluminium is used. As aluminium shows high resistance to corrosion, it is used in design of chemical reactor, medical equipments and refrigeration unit and gas pipelines. These are all made by aluminium because aluminium resists corrosion, high resistance to corrosion, and aluminium is a good conductor of heat and electricity, already I told. So aluminium is a good electrical conductor and cheap, so hence used in the electrical overhead electric cables with steel core for strength. Electrical cable also made by aluminium. Next, applications of zinc. Metallic zinc is used in the galvanizing metals. What do you mean by galvanizing? Zinc is mixed with iron and steel structure to protect them from rusting and corrosion. Usually we are protecting iron by using paint, but if that iron is mixed with zinc means that is the another method for protecting that iron. That process is called as galvanizing. So the metallic zinc is used in galvanizing metal such as iron and steel structure to protect them from rusting and corrosion. So zinc is used to protect rusting from corrosion, and zinc is also used to produce die casting in automobile. So many different structures it made by dies only. So this zinc is also used to produce die castings in automobile, electrical, hardware industry. So here the keyword is produce die castings. Zinc is also used to produce die castings in automobile industry, electrical industry and hardware industry. Third point, zinc oxide is used in manufacture of many products such as paint, rubber, cosmetics. in these products contains zinc oxide. So zinc oxide used in paint, rubber and cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, plastics, ink, batteries, textiles, electrical equipment, and zinc sulfide used in making luminous paints, fluorescent light and X-ray screens. Zinc oxide used in paint, rubber, cosmetic, pharmaceutical, plastics, ink, batteries, textiles, electrical equipment, but zinc sulfide used in produce luminous paint, fluorescent light and X-ray screen. Brass, an alloy of zinc, is used in water valve and communication equipment as it's highly resistant to corrosion. So here in this point they told about the uses of brass. Brass means what? Alloy of zinc. Alloy means mixture of metal. So alloy of zinc is used in water valves and communications equipment. Why brass is used for water valves and communication equipment? Because it is highly resistant to corrosion. So only brass is used in water valves and communication equipment. These are the uses of zinc. Applications of iron. So next one, iron. Iron is one of the most useful metals, we know already. Its alloys are useful everywhere, including bridge, electrical pylons, bicycle chain, cutting tools and rifle barrels. What is electricity pylon? Because we know bridge, bicycle chain, cutting tools and rifle barrels. What is electricity pylon? Electricity pylon means a tall tower like structure used for carrying the electricity cables high above the ground. You know that tall tower is called as electricity pylons. So iron is used to making bridge, electricity pylon, bicycle chain, cutting tools and barrels. Second point, cast iron is used to make pipe, valves and pump stove, etc. And magnets can be made from iron only, so that is also one of the applications of iron, and its alloys and the compounds. Magnets can be made from iron and its alloys and compounds. So for that also iron is used. An important alloy of iron is stainless steel. For producing stainless steel, important metal is iron, because alloy means mixture of metal. The alloy of iron is a stainless steel only and is very resistant to corrosion. It is used in architecture, bearings, cutlery, surgical instruments, jewelry, and nickel steel is used for the making cables, automobiles, aeroplane parts, and chrome steels are used for making, manufacturing, cutting tools and crushing machines. Here in this point, chrome steel, nickel steel and stainless steel, three different steels we are discussed. Next, applications of copper. Copper is the first metal used by a human, and extended use of its alloy bronze resulted in a new era that is called as bronze era, bronze age. Copper used for making coin and ornaments along with gold and other metals. And copper and its alloy is used for making wire, we know already, and water pipes and other electrical parts. These are the applications of copper. Next one, applications of gold. Gold, one of the most expensive and precious metals, we know already, and it is used for making coin, that is coinage, and has been used as a standard for monetary system in some countries. And second point, it is used extensively in jewelry in its alloy form with copper. Alloy means mixture of metal. We know in gold jewelry, gold is mixed with copper. It is also used in electroplating to cover other metals with a thin layer of gold, which are used in watches, that is gold frame, gold plated watches, and artificial limb joints, cheap jewelry, dental filling, and electrical connectors. Here also gold is used. And gold nanoparticles are also used for increasing the efficiency of solar cells and also used as catalyst. In chemical reaction, gold is used as a catalyst. So these are the applications of gold. So with this topic, this lesson over. Thank you.